this thing. You think it'll stay up now?
Yes, I found that setting.
Is it live yet?
It's live.
Yeah. Is that you? Good. That says one live viewer.
Yep. It's on the homepage.
Is that you that's on there? Are you on there,
I
Ben?
am now too.
Somebody type a comment in there.
Let's see if I can figure out how.
Hey, 3 viewers. I mean, is that just you 3? No.
It's me.
It's you and someone else.
Yeah, I kicked over. Your title, D. Right here.
There's you, Ben. Yo, Ben. 4 viewers. So people are slowly starting to filter in, I guess. 5. So this is our first live stream. We're kind of just doing this to see how it works, to see if it does. We've never done a live stream event on YouTube before, so we're going to start doing them pretty regularly. So the people that are joining in right now, just sit tight. We're checking to make sure that the lighting works, that the computers work, the camera works, that just the things work. And then we'll let everybody know a schedule of when we're going to do it regularly, what we'll be doing. We definitely want feedback from you guys to see what you want to see, questions you want answered, things like that. So this first live stream might be a little boring just because we're trying to figure it out. So while we're sitting here monkeying around with this stuff and they're playing around with the computers in the back, if you guys do have any questions that I can answer while I'm sitting here, send them over, because we're just we're just feeling it out right now. We don't even really have a name. We don't have an idea of really what's going to happen. So just send them this way. Am I going to be at SG51? I probably will not be there. I will probably be here working. They crack that whip around here. Yeah, there is not much time for playing around. You see all those YouTube videos we put up. Somebody's got to do all those YouTube videos. These are the new. Hey, my screen went away. Not my comment screen, but the. There, now it's back. Got to keep that one up there. There's one of the new masks right here. There's people coming in all over the place. So they're bringing in more lights. People bringing in lights. All right. Diego Ramirez, hello. I wonder if that's our Diego. Do you know Diego's last name downstairs? Oh. Look at that. That's another one. It's a new steampunk and, what do they call this one? Thorns? Is that what this one's called, Bill?
Mm-hmm.
Thorns? How often do I play? I play as often as I can. Time permitted. I'm a dad, so I've got kids, and I do all this other stuff. So time permitted, I play whenever I can. But obviously, that time is few and far between. But I always like to play our events, like the big game events that we do. play free weekends that I have. I don't play as often as I did when I was younger. That's for sure. I was playing like 3 or 4 times a week, but don't have time to do that anymore. Everybody wants one of these. Fishing Tech 101. Hi, Fishing Tech 101. Glad you could join us. Are you guys leaving? Who's leaving? How old am I? It's a little personal. Eduardo. I'm as old as you think I am. That's how old I am. I'm as old as you wish me to be. Still a spring chicken. All right. You say it's your last. Who says it's our last video? This isn't our last video. This is our first video of many videos to do. CS 1.5 or CS2? CS2, for sure. The differences in the... Yeah, I already had it up. We were looking at it. The CS2, I don't know if you looked at the video I did earlier of... It's actually just a YouTube video of taking it apart and splitting it apart. It's night and day different. Like... The bolt's different, the wiring's different, the solenoid's different. It's a much simpler gun. And I've heard a lot of people say that the CS2 is louder. Like everybody's saying it's louder, it sounds so much louder. I mean, I had them right next to each other, and they definitely sound different, but one didn't sound louder than the other to me. Thanks, Derek. You'll probably hear a lot of weird sounds right now because there's a bunch of people on the other side of the camera that are moving things around and making things work. So you'll probably see that issue. In colorful darkness, audio is one-sided.
We got the audio issue.
I think we might have fixed the audio issue.
Not this video.
Oh. When is the M3 review coming? I should have one relatively soon. And once I get it, we'll definitely do shooting video, breakdown video, efficiency video. We'll do side-by-side with the M2, the Moss Air M2. So those should be relatively soon. I hope. So we'll see. That's why you haven't seen any M3 videos, because I don't actually have a gun yet. Not yet. So it is on its way. So we'll have it pretty soon. So don't worry, Hector. You'll get your video. Thanks.
Yeah.
How do you get a beard as great as mine?
It's just the way that
keep growing it out. I don't know. Be lucky enough to produce glorious facial hair. That's how. And my wife likes it. So. That's probably the driving force behind that. Thanks. Check back because we'll be posting when we're going to do them. Like we'll have a timeline set up. Like we'll do it this day and this day from this time to this time, so you guys can jump in. And like I said at the beginning, when everybody wasn't already on there, we want to know what you guys want. What you guys want to see, what you guys want to hear about, what you guys want to just talk about, things like that. CS2s are still on pre-order. ETHA LTs, it's just kind of an upgraded version of the ETHA. It's got the, whoa!
Sorry, I'm going to take your questions away for 2 seconds.
My questions disappeared. I like the ETHA LT. The ETHA 2 is definitely a step up from that, but the ETHA LT, they made some adjustments to it and definitely kind of brought it up to a level that it Hey, there you go. What is my current marker setup? Well, it depends on what I'm shooting at the time. I like to shoot old guns. And so if you saw a video we put up the other day, I was shooting an old cocker that I have. I have 2 old cockers that I still shoot. I have an Evolution cocker, a yellow-black fade Evolution cocker, my race-framed Generation X cocker. I have an old Angel that I shoot. A lot of the pictures, like from the big games we've done, I'm shooting an old Angel. Not old, I guess it's an A4 Fly. So came out right after the IR3 Angel. It was like 2004. I shoot that a lot. I have a couple Intimidators that I shoot. And then I, rotate through higher end guns, just whatever happens to come out. So I really enjoy shooting Luxes a lot. They're fun to shoot, super smooth. They just require, a little bit more love. And I think people get that construed with a lot that they require more work or they're picky guns. They're not. As long as you keep up with the work and you do the work, then your gun will work just fine. A lot of people just throw their gun in a bag and then they hope it works next week, and it doesn't. And that's not untypical of paintball markers. So, Shocker RSX or Lux 2.0. It's just like a big brother kind of thing, like little brother, big brother kind of thing. For me, I would shoot the Lux. But that's not to say there's anything wrong with the RSX. For what you're paying for those guns now at $5.99 for a standard color RSX, that's bonkers. For that gun, it's ridiculous. Pick one of those up. If that fits your budget, that's an amazing gun for that price. I think we still have some that are listed at $4.99, like weird color versions of it. $4.99? That's silly. Best beginner speedball marker? That's tough. You gotta talk about what's your budget, like how much money you want to spend on a beginner speedball marker. I think when people refer to speedball markers, they're typically referring to electric guns. I don't know, ecstasies for beginners. Those are all good guns. Again, it comes down to upkeep. If you take care of them, even an Envy you can shoot. So, I mean, if you're looking for something on the cheap, G5, the E1, those are all markers that probably a lot of you guys hear that name, you're like, oh God, it's got such a terrible gun. My friend has one, it doesn't work. Well, your friend probably didn't take care of it, and it just stopped working on him. So I don't think there's a bad gun out there really at that cheap price. There's definitely guns that are better than the others, but if I order a black VCOM, can I get a custom anode job? I don't think we have a black VCOM, but maybe if you could find one somewhere, sure. You could probably, if you could send it in to us and we could do it for you. When did I start paintballing? First time I played paintball was in '92. So that was quite a long time ago. 92 is the first time I played. And then I went through various rental setups and things like that. And then I had been through some cheaper guns before that, but in the video, me shooting that cocker in that video the other day, that was the first high ticket gun that I ever bought myself. I've been through some other cheap stuff before that. I think everybody goes through cheaper things. And I'd even been through some other cockers at that point, but they're like friends guns and stuff. But that cocker that I was shooting, that raced cocker, started out as just a standard mechanical cocker when I got it. I bought it right off the wall at A&S Gear, either like 99, 2000, 2001, somewhere around there, probably 2000. And then shot with that for a while, and then eventually the race frame platform came out for it, and so I was one of the first people to have A&S put a race frame on my gun, and then we went from there. So that was my first gun. Empire, for your first gun, E-Tech 5 or Axe Pro? Well, that's two very different guns. So if you're looking for a poppet, like a stack 2 poppet design, so you're getting like great efficiency, you get a little bit more kick to it, a little bit longer setup. I mean, really I think those two guns has a lot to do with how it feels in your hands. The axe is a little bit smaller, a little bit more compressed. The E-Tech 5 is bigger. I don't know. They shoot awesome. Then neither of them are going to shoot faster or further than the other one. I mean, that's a whole other thing. Paintball guns that shoot farther than other paintball guns. Don't get me started with that whole thing. Yeah, we got somebody saying that it's really dark.
Yeah, we're seeing that.
All right, so they're looking into that, trying to figure out why it's so dark.
And the sound
And
is
the sound is horrible. So we'll try to look into that too. Remember, it's the first one.
This is a test.
It's
Test run
It's
here.
a test run. We don't know. We really don't know. We didn't know how any of this stuff was going to work when we started here. So,
Sounds better.
does it sound better?
Sound should.
All right.
Ask them if it sounds better.
Yeah. Does it sound better? You guys can tell us. I can see your comments on there. Poppy 5 still has a Smart Parts Impulse. Nice. Those are super old too. Those shot super good as well. They were giant bricks, but they shot awesome.
Is there anything to do with the light pattern?
Whoa.
It's just
That thing jumped quick. What do I think about the JT Impulse? The JT Impulse, I think, is one of the most underrated guns that came out in the last couple of years. Well, it's been a while. It's maybe the last 5 or 6 years. I honestly think that gun got a bad rep because it said JT on it. And I think that was a terrible idea for them to market that gun as a JT gun, just because just the brand itself has taken a turn for the worse. And so, because it said that, people didn't want anything to do with it. So, good, sounds better. What guns are those on my table? This is a Turbulence Fade CS 1.5 and a CS2. And what's the green mask on my table? This is one of the new limited edition EVSs. This is the Thorn EVS. Right here. I also have the Steampunk EVS. Right there. What do I think of the Ion? The original Ion? It was a workhorse. That was like one of the first guns that was budget friendly to the consumer way back in 2006, maybe 7, somewhere around in there. That was not super expensive and was accessible to all people and had the functionality and the ability of some of the most expensive higher end markers that were out there. Had crazy good rates of fire, was small, easy to work with, 9-volt battery, brake beam eyes, different modes of fire, adjustable rates of fire, adjustable regulator, low pressure operation, spool style bolt assembly. So I think the Ion was a game changer. It changed the landscape of paintball guns for a while there. Made people really think what they could get out of a gun that was on the lower end price-wise and not quality-wise. Kurt Denning, any sales coming up? We just have to keep watching the website. Nothing I can tell you about that. There's always sales coming up. You just have to look and see what they are. It works. I have a custom 98 that never works. That's weird. Custom 98s always work. Market for someone. What are some of your personal favorite markers under $600? Wow, any of the Axe Pros over $500. So the Axe or the Axe 2.0, the G-Techs, I like those. The Impulse, I think, is a steal. The RSX at $600. I mean, those two guns right there. The Impulse, that's not the high end of that price, but the Impulse and the RSX are bombers, dude. I would pick up one of those. Can't go wrong with that. G5, I like the G5s. The Zoden line, what do I like the Zoden line? I do. I think it is geared towards people who don't want to spend a lot of money, and I think there's a definite need for those guns in the market. If you don't take care of them, they will stop working, and that goes with any gun. It's their poppet-driven line. I don't know. There's definitely other guns out there, but I wouldn't say in any way that it's a bad line by any means. Why don't you guys same any bios? I would assume you're saying, why don't we sell any bios? I think if you look through the website, you'd notice that there isn't anything from that brand at all on the website. E-Tech versus G-Tech, that's, you know, apples and oranges. It's a spool valve versus a poppet, so, you know, they've all got their differences right there. It really comes down to which one you prefer doing maintenance on, which one you prefer shooting with the feel that you're looking for. That's, you know, those are your differences right there. What is the time there? In England, it's what, 10:45? Is that what that is? Yeah, 22:45, that's 10:45, right? 2 hours?
It's 3:45 here.
Right, but and it says in England it's 22:45, so that's 10:45 over there?
He's saying it, in England, it's 22:45.
Right, so in England,
He wants to know what time it's
10:45 in England, right?
It's 22:45 in England.
Right.
He wants to know what time it is here.
Right.
3:45.
Well, I'm just saying it's 22:45 is 10:45.
Yes.
So yes, it's 3:45 in the afternoon on Tuesday the 20th here in
Joel, no more hard questions, please.
beautiful Southern California. That was too much math. My brain doesn't do that. Hello. Oh, that's fun. Duke City Paintball, thanks so much. Last one. Do you think the Pressurized Max will last a while in terms of upgrading? There isn't any upgrades for it, but it will last for a while, yeah. New reflex rails, like the older, like the 2014 reflex rail? We do. We do have some of those still. M3 or CS2? I don't know. I don't have an M3 to tell you an answer yet. So I can't give you an answer on that one yet. So apparently it's 8:45 a.m. in Brisbane. That's early. That's early in the morning over there. Wow, Poland, huh? Whew. You guys are everywhere. Spread out all over the place. Someplace I'd like to visit one day. Maybe my paintball adventures can take me to Poland one day. Or Brisbane. I wouldn't say no to either one. When am I going to Hollywood Sports Park? I haven't been to Hollywood Sports Park in a while. I don't know when the next time I'd be going over there. I have seen the 100-round drum mag from First Strike. I do not know when they are going to be released, but I have seen them. You guys are going to get some snow in Jersey, huh? We're about to get some rain here for us in Southern California. That means people will go bonkers out here and forget how to drive and just be all over the place. That's what rain means to us out here. It just makes no sense. I'm a woods ball player and I'm stuck with a Tippmann Cronus. Is there a better gun that you recommend? Better in what way? Cronus, for what it is a good basic woods ball gun. So if you're into that gun, then that's great for you. You can upgrade it, you can put a lot of things on a Cronus. But if you're looking to stay in woods ball and you want like scenario style markers, the new TMC with gas through stock, that thing's pretty cool. Any of the First Strike line of guns, those are great, the T15s or the T8T9s. TPX, you know, pistols, TPX pistols or the T89s. There's all sorts of stuff. If I play any PC games, I do when I have a chance. I don't stream them online or anything. I just kind of play for my own fun. But maybe that's something we could do too. I was gonna say maybe we could do a play with me. We could I'll get on and play, you know, Street Fighter or something like that. That would be fun. For Speedball on that one, I would probably choose a G5 Spec R over the Fusion. I think they shoot better. The M3A1 is heavy, so if you want a gun that's like feels like you're toting around a real gun, that's a good one. It's going to shoot very similar to the Spec R, but it's got some heft to it, so be prepared to be lugging around some weight if you're going to pick one of those. Yeah, I know, CPX, no more. PUBG, everybody plays PUBG. It's like two more questions? All right, we're going to do 2 more questions, and then we're going to shut it down. But like I said, before we do 2 more questions, we're going to let everybody know when we're going to stream, the times, the days, but you need to let us know in comments or wherever it happens to be on the YouTube channel what you want to see. Because again, we just did this to make sure everything's working, so let us know what the content wants to be. We want you guys to drive the content so that we can make it what you want. So, let's see. Should I use CO2 or pressurized air? Well, that is going to be very dependent on the gun that you're using. So, or the setup you're using. If you're going to be shooting an older Spider, a Tippmann, not a Phenom or something like that, but just a basic A5 or a 98 Custom, or some of the basic Zodin guns, you can get away with a CO2 system. But if you're going to move up to anything that's running pneumatic solenoids that can be affected by cold liquid CO2 getting into the gun, which actually that can affect any gun, definitely switch over to compressed air. I don't know of any gun that only works on CO2. All guns will run on compressed air. So if you just get into the compressed air right away, that will work for you for any gun down the road, and you'll be better off. Let's see. I want to hear about the newest guns and accessories. Well, we plan on doing that. We plan on bringing the newest guns and accessories either onto YouTube videos or to the live stream so everybody can see them. Building custom anode guns would be cool to watch or color swaps. That is something we thought about. We actually talked about that right before this. Would people want to see me build a custom anode gun right from the ground up, from a bunch of parts and gook all the way up to a working gun? I think that's something we could definitely do. Let's see. CS 1.5 is the same as the CS3. Well, there isn't a CS3 yet. They're only at the CS2. Maybe you mean the M3. And I don't know because that's not, I don't have one of those either. So we'll leave it at that for now. But again, let us know. We're going to sign off here. Our first live stream we've done. Everything seems to be working, and we're going to get a whole new setup and make it all cool for you guys. You just let us know what you want to see. So check back with us next time. Look for the updates. We'll let you know. Talk to you later.